Snow White wasn't always as sweet and innocent as we remember. Behind the charming princess, the singing dwarfs, and the poisoned apple lies a world of jaw-dropping secrets. What's this about the evil queen having a secret love connection with the prince? Why did Snow White's voice actress end up suing Disney after all the movie's success? And seriously, what went down at the premiere that made theaters replace their velvet seats? From dark plot twists to backstage drama, these behind-the-scenes stories will leave you rethinking everything you thought you knew about Disney's very first princess. Ready to dive into the madness? Let's go!
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all?
Secret number 10. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs wasn't just Disney's first princess movie. It was a total trailblazer. It was the first full-length animated movie ever made in the US. Before this, cartoons were just little shorts, but Disney decided to go all out and give us a full movie. Talk about ambition. And here's the fun part. Snow White also started a trend we still love today, movie soundtracks. Before this film, nobody thought, hey, let's sell the music too. But Disney dropped the soundtrack like it was hot, making Snow White the first US film to come with its own album. So yeah, every time you sing along to your favorite movie tunes, you've got Snow White to thank. Secret number 9. Lucille Laverne, a legendary voice actress, was the powerhouse behind both the evil queen and the wicked witch in Snow White. Before this gig, she'd already shown off her vocal talents in Babes in the Woods, 1932, and A Tale of Two Cities. But Snow White brought a unique challenge. She had to make the queen and witch sound different. Her genius solution? She popped out her false teeth. By removing her dentures, she gave the witch that creepy, croaky voice we all know.
To taste the apple in my hand, a breath will still.
Talk about commitment to the role. Who knew that a little dental improvisation could make movie magic? Secret number 8. Walt Disney had big dreams for Snow White, but not everyone shared his excitement, especially his wife, Lillian. Lillian thought the whole thing was doomed, calling it a total bomb in the making. And honestly, she wasn't the only one. The movie was crazy expensive to make, and people were already dubbing it Disney's Folly instead of Snow White. They thought Walt was about to crash and burn. But Walt? He kept his cool, stuck to his vision, and proved everyone, including Lillian, very wrong. Talk about happily ever after. Secret number 7. After voicing Snow White, Adriana Caselotti, the talented actress and singer behind Snow White's iconic voice, had a bittersweet journey after the movie's success. While her voice brought the character to life, her career didn't get the happy ending you'd expect. It's rumored that Walt Disney blacklisted her to keep Snow White's voice unique. He didn't want her to lend her magical voice to any other character. Tragically, this decision left Adriana with very few opportunities in Hollywood. To make matters worse, she was paid just $970 for 3 years of work and wasn't even credited in the film. With no acting roles coming her way, she eventually turned to opera and even sued Disney for more money. Adriana may have given us one of the most beloved Disney voices, but her own story is anything but a fairy tale. Secret number 6. Sure, the Seven Dwarfs have silly names and goofy personalities, but let's not forget, they're actually pretty smart. Without them, Snow White wouldn't have lasted long against the evil queen's schemes. Remember that part where Snow White crashes on their beds and leaves the poor dwarfs sleeping all over the place? Well, here's the cute twist. In a deleted scene, the dwarfs decided to build her a bed. Yep, they got their tools out, chopped wood from the forest, and crafted a custom bed just for her. Sadly, this adorable moment didn't make it into the final movie, but imagine how sweet it would have been to see those little guys putting their skills to work, not just to help Snow, but to finally get their own beds back. Classic dwarfs, always balancing kindness with practicality. Secret number 5. Snow White might seem like a sweet fairy tale, but originally, it was pretty darn terrifying. Picture this: Snow White running through the forest, surrounded by howling winds and trees that look like they want to eat her. It was so intense that the managers at Radio City Music Hall, where the movie premiered, were seriously worried it would be too scary for children. And they were right. After the movie, they had to replace the velvet upholstery on the seats because kids were so freaked out by Snow getting lost in the forest. They actually wet their pants. Yep, you read that right. On top of that, the evil queen was supposed to try and suffocate Snow with a bodice. Yikes. And the movie was originally set to open with Snow's mom slowly dying. Disney eventually toned down all these dark scenes. Secret number 4. When you think of Snow White, you probably picture a sweet, innocent 14-year-old. But believe it or not, that wasn't always the plan. Snow White is the youngest of all the Disney princesses, and Disney animators worked hard to make her look young and pure. But here's the twist. Snow's original design was way more grown up. Snow White was initially drawn with pouty red lips, long eyelashes, and a pretty provocative outfit. Seriously, Disney decided to dial it back and give Snow a more innocent look, making sure she looked like her age, and not like she was ready for a night out on the town. Imagine the drama if she had kept that original look. Secret No. 3. We all know Snow White as the classic story of a princess, an evil queen, and a kiss that wakes her up from a poisoned sleep. But the original version? Oh, it's way darker. In the true tale, Snow White wasn't just poisoned once by the evil queen. She was poisoned 3 times. And if that wasn't creepy enough, after Snow died from one of the poisons, the queen actually ate some of her organs, thinking she was gone for good. Yeah, seriously, that ending is far too scary for Disney, so they gave it a more kid-friendly twist with True Love's kiss. But imagine if they had kept the original story. Secret number 2. When you picture Snow White, you probably think of her with dark hair and red lips, right? It's such an iconic look that it's hard to imagine her any other way. But guess what? She almost looked completely different. In the original Brothers Grimm version of the story, Snow White wasn't the dark-haired, red-lipped beauty we know today. Nope, she had blonde hair and blue eyes. Can you imagine? Disney totally went off book and gave her that signature raven hair, and it's stuck ever since. I mean, can you imagine blonde Snow White? It's like picturing a pumpkin as a carriage before the fairy godmother showed up. Secret number 1. Prince Florian doesn't exactly get a lot of screen time in Snow White. He meets Snow, falls in love, and then poof, he's back just in time to kiss her awake. But here's the thing you probably didn't know. There was so much more to his story that never made it to the final film. Hold on to your tiara because here's the real twist. In a deleted subplot, the evil queen wasn't just after Snow White. She was after the prince too. The queen, in a desperate attempt to keep the prince all to herself, was supposed to capture him and lock him in her dungeon, away from Snow. Can you imagine the chaos that would have caused? A jealous queen keeping her eye on the prince, while Snow White is none the wiser. The ending? It would have been totally different, and we might not have had our classic happily ever after. Talk about a real royal mess. Write down in the comment section which fact you liked the most and why. And if you want to know how Hiccup accidentally killed the Night Fury, click on this video. Now,